Hello and welcome to Thursday's Loose Women. Joining me, Kay Adams, for today's lunchtime helping of chat are Frankie Bridge, Carol McGiffin and Nadia Sawala. Coming up, whether it's telling them how to do the laundry, making sure they eat, or waking them up when they lie in, there are certain jobs that come with being a parent. But what if you do all that for your other half? We'll be asking if it's ever okay to parent your partner at 12:45. Well, not parent your partner at 12:45, but we're talking about it at 12:45. Do you know what I'm saying? Anyway, at 1 o'clock, as Britain's biggest ever lottery winners are revealed today, 40-something couple Joe and Jess Thwaite from Gloucester. We'll be debating whether you'd have a moral obligation to share your win. What's that much? 178,000. If you win the jackpot, 184 million pounds. Whoa. And with affirmation stations encouraging school kids to look in the mirror and say nice things about themselves, should all schools install one to boost pupils' self-esteem? And would you give it a go at home? No prizes for guessing what Carol thinks.
I don't.
Plus, the secret behind Nadia's sleek new look all will be revealed at 1:15.
So sleek.
Oh, you know, but
flick it. You know those girls that flick it? But I don't know how you do that.
I don't know. But the thing is, we're going to have to change your name because you just do not look like a Nadia anymore.
What
We need
do
a
I
new
look like?
name.
A lot of your personality is like in your hair.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
I do become somebody
She
else.
takes that away from you.
I
I become
think-
Debs.
No, I think you're Arlene.
Oh, really?
You look like an Arlene,
No,
don't you?
I've gone for like a Gabs.
Gabby.
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 No,
Janice.
Janice.
No.
Definitely look like a Janice.
So if I'm Janice, what's my job?
You should be on. You look like you should be on Dragon's Den.
Oh, I like that.
Oh.
Janice from
No,
Janice.
you're Arlene, the sales manager
Janice.
for a
Oh,
beauty
nice.
therapy
See,
group,
I'd say
definitely.
Beauty therapy group.
I'd
I like
say
that.
she's Gabby and she's married to the sales manager.
Oh, you could be.
Oh, well, I
Yeah.
need nails now. I haven't got any
Oh,
nails.
oh
hide them.
God.
Definitely nouveau riche.
Blimmin' heck.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, she
Yeah.
is. She is. Yeah,
Definitely.
but having said that, at least
No.
Arlene and I got our clothes on today. You two are still in your gym jam. Anyway, just
Oh, yeah, it's a bit like a dressing gown and I'm in the PJ. Right, that's it. She'll take us down whatever chance she gets.
Yeah,
Oh, yes,
yeah,
I'm
you're
used
right.
to it.
I will. Now, comments by a police watchdog have caused controversy after it was suggested that officers use their discretion when dealing with shoplifters stealing food during the cost of living crisis. The policing minister, Kit Malthouse, has said that he would ensure that police did not turn a blind eye to what he called these seemingly small crimes. So where do you stand on this, Carol? Is it a crime is a crime, regardless of the circumstances, or should there be some leeway?
Well, that's certainly what I was brought up to believe, that I got caught shoplifting when I was very young, and it taught me a lesson. Like, you know, whatever you steal isn't yours and you have no right to take it.
What, in the sweetie shop?
No, it was in a big shop.
Oh, right, okay. All right,
I
let's
was in
not
a big
go.
shop, not a sweet shop, no. I did nick sweets as well, but
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh.
And fruit from farms. Scrumping, you remember scrumping?
No.
Anything goes with Carol.
Yeah, but now I just think, having said that, you can kind of understand if people are starving and they haven't got any money, you can understand why they would do it. People would do anything to feed their kids. But at the same time, you can't go around. What's going to happen is everyone will just think they can go and steal food and get away with it because you can't means test shoplifters. You can't drag them off and just say, right, show me your bank account, show me how much do you earn, show me your tax
Well, and you also
return.
have to think of the shops, I suppose.
Yeah.
Because if you're going to say, right, we're going to give some kind of license to shoplifting, depending on what their circumstances are. So what about the shops? Do they just lose that money? What do they tell their security guards? I mean, it's kind of impossible to...
Well, my heart says straight away, you know, if somebody is stealing food, then they or their family are hungry. And how can you criminalise a person for that? So absolutely, that's my first thought. I don't think it should be publicised because then people will think it's, you know, anything goes. But when you say, it actually does make me think, Carol, when you say, but how would you means test a shoplifter? Because what if somebody's just cheeky and just don't want to pay for it?
Yeah.
It's
so
just
it's very
shoplifting,
difficult.
exactly.
But I think that there should be some room for understanding.
For me, I think the government should be listening to this. If you really do have, you know, a police representative body saying that we're in a position now that we are seeing enough people stealing to feed their children, that
What's
we're going to have to
going
consider
wrong?
how we deal with them. What is going wrong in a country that good, decent people, and the vast majority will be good, decent people, are actually having to contemplate committing a crime, which most people don't want to do
Yeah.
in order to feed
feed
themselves. You're not talking something frivolous here. You know, you're talking about the basics of life. So it's the government that have to listen to this.
Yeah.
You know, rather than say, oh God, are we going to nick Beryl for, you know, for a couple of
And
tins of tuna?
more and more now. You
Well,
listen to the radio. You've got elderly people ring up and say, "Oh, I've got myself down to one meal a day." What is going on in this country? Like you say, where is the root cause of this? Never mind whether we should be letting people off for stealing food or not. Why are we, as one of the richest countries in the world, in this situation where people are having to steal food to feed their family? People that are working.
We've got
people
loads
that
of
are
comments
earning.
on this. Christine saying, how about the government sort out the mess? Companies are making massive profits at our expense. Judith, if people steal food and get away with it, everyone will do it. And you know, everyone does have to be equal before the law.
They shouldn't
moment,
have said
though-
it. They shouldn't have publicly
No,
said
no,
it.
they shouldn't. But at the moment, when you think about it, you don't know how far you would go
Exactly.
if you were starving.
I would do anything.
If anyone was starving.
Yeah.
And you would if you knew if there was no food in the shops, say, for instance, because there are food shortages as well.
Yeah.
If you knew your neighbour had food, you would do anything to get that food off them to feed your own children.
Yeah.
So, you know, you've got to kind of measure desperation up against the fact that the government isn't really taking care of people.
Because food is about survival.
Exactly.
It's about
That's right.
survival.
Yeah.
Helen says, before you send everyone in the direction of food banks, you know, remember that they're running out of supplies too. Soup kitchens are not open in the evening to feed children when they come in from school. So, I mean,
But
food
even that,
banks.
we can't be saying, but people have got food banks. We mustn't let that just become the norm now.
Just
You
send
know?
them there instead of fixing the issue.
Well, yeah, and to think, I mean, they do an incredible job, and unfortunately, it's a really necessary part of our society now. But I'm blessed that I've never had to go to a food bank. I don't know what that would feel like. I think it would feel
And I think it's
pretty
people that
rubbish.
you don't expect. I think it is people with, you know, full-time jobs that are still not being able to make ends meet. And I think it
my
must be
sister's
really
friend
difficult
works
to
in
go
our
in.
local food bank, and she said it's all day long. It's people that are working. I was listening to a woman on the radio the other day. She's a palliative care nurse, single parent, and she was talking. She literally broke my heart listening because she said, just explaining how difficult it was to walk through that door at the food bank and ask for help. She said they were lovely to her. They sat her down, gave her a cup of tea, gave her kid a sandwich. But that is an enormous thing for people to do.
And this is a working woman.
Yeah. This is a full-time working palliative care nurse.
Yeah. But anyway, we all know that you can get a nutritious meal for 30p anyway, so that's really,
what they
really
tell us,
great,
isn't
isn't
I'd like
it?
to know where that comes from.
Staying on the subject of supermarkets, a petition
Unexpected item in bagging area.
You know what I'm going to say, don't you?
I wonder what that was. I thought, oh God, what's going on? I'm going to evacuate. I thought something had gone wrong.
We've all heard that before, haven't we? At the old self-checkouts, there's a petition to stop the replacement of people by machines at supermarket Tesco. It's apparently hit 100,000 signatures. So do you love them or do you loathe them?
I just think they've got to go. I think you can have one for somebody who's in a rush and needs a packet of chewing gum. But I was
specifically a packet of chewing gum. All right.
Means testing people shopping now. You can go in that one.
I was trying to do a shop the other day. Honestly, it was constantly, you know, I had some painkillers, I had some wine, I had to call someone over. Then it was like there was too much. Then now it's about balancing it right on the blooming weight thing. So I'd put my thing in and it said, oh, you put it in the bagging area. Well, it is in the bagging area. I'm talking to the machine. It's in the bagging area. Oh, no, apparently what I could do is put it in a different place in the bagging area because it's light. This is what the woman said. I said, I've put it in the bagging area. She goes, yes, but because you've piled it on top of here, it's not picking up the weight. So you've got to put it over there.
There's a science to this, you know.
I didn't know
God,
that.
I was raging. It's so frustrating. It was just like, wait, you just have a little chat with the person, one thing would fly through, you know.
Here's my message to you, and before you even start, you can't fight the future.
What, the future where everything's so much worse?
Well, because we need machines. There's not enough people to fill the jobs already. We're in a position where there's more vacancies than there are people.
I'm not fighting the future. I just don't want to be in it.
Okay.
I don't want that. I just I'm sick of it.
Check it out. Do you know what? I'm sick of it.
Boom, I like that.
I'm
just over it. It's just like everyone has to accept all this stuff, and it's like I don't want to. I don't want to
accept it, embrace it, enjoy it.
Look, I ain't got a
Over to
problem
the dark
with the
side.
self checkouts. It's just that it's a little bit revealing when you've got like 4 bottles of wine and it goes beep 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 beep. And it's like the alcoholic's on this still.
Maybe
So
that's something you need
It's
to
a
think
bit
about.
embarrassing. Don't you start.
No, but I'm the same though. You know, like even if you get painkillers or something, like you're saying, it's like this big light goes off, and someone comes over and you're like,
You're
actually, you're like, if you're buying a pregnancy test or something for thrush, even imagine.
Don't tell everyone. Oh, okay.
I'm not currently.
But also, I think my mum is a digital whiz. You know, as I've said before, I'm convinced my mum's a spy. She can work technical things that no one should be able to. But my dad just would not be able to function.
That's the problem.
If you put him in a shop with no money and a machine, if he was starving, he wouldn't be able to do it. And so there's a whole group of section of society that would be left out.
Yeah, but
if you had just machines.
I think they've got to
there
have
are
good
machines.
machines.
Good
though.
machines.
They've got to have good machines, and you know,
And
to
good
have
people
ones
near
that
them.
constantly frustrate people with all their stupid kind of signals and things that
Yeah.
they're saying. Then, I mean, clearly people aren't going to enjoy them. But there are some better. Did you say you went and like they weighed the whole thing?
It's ridiculous. It really freaked me out. So you can literally, I went with my friend and there's these bins and you put what you've bought in the bin.
It's a
not bin,
clothing
but, you know,
store.
yeah, in a clothing shop, and it tells you what's in there, but then you de-tag and take all the hangers off yourself and pay and whatever. So you basically check out
You
yourself.
say to yourself, have a nice day
But,
as well.
but I thought you'd have to put everything in one by one. You don't. I literally had 2 arms full of like kids' clothes, put it all in, came up, t-shirt, it knew everything that was in there.
Did you check the bill though to make sure it hadn't made a mistake?
I checked it and it was all right. And I do not understand how that works.
This is
it
frightening.
blew my mind.
But Robots gonna take over our homes.
Why don't
Good
things
machine.
get cheaper?
No.
Why don't they get cheaper when they keep like not employing staff? Like there's no staff in some food
We're
shops
losing a lot of
at
jobs.
all, and yet nothing seems to be
No,
getting
everything's more
cheaper.
expensive.
Like,
Don't fight the future, Carol. Don't
I'm not
fight the
fighting
future.
it. I just
are.
touch.
You are, Carol.
Who want
you
to
are.
be in it? No, it's not right.
She's checking out.
Oh,
She's
don't
checking
just
out.
love it when Carol
Not
goes,
it's
it's
not right. It's not right.
Oh, plenty more to come on
right.
today's show as we ask if a boozy bus trip is totally irresponsible.
Right. No, that is right.
Or an ingenious way to get drinkers socialising again. Find out what we think a bit later. I don't think there's going to be any surprises there, are there? Coming up next, we're chatting about the pitfalls of parenting your partner after the break. Is it overbearing or caring? And is it okay to give up on changing their ways? We'll see you after this. We're checking out.
We're checking out.
Welcome back. Dawn French, Cynthia Nixon and Helen Mirren have all done it, but could refusing to embrace the grey actually age you more? And is telling yourself how amazing you are a fast track to boosting your self-confidence or a complete waste of time? Divided opinions on that later. But we have been told to behave ourselves, so we're going to be much more restrained, aren't we?
No,
We are.
We'll try.
We are. It's competition time first, and lines close tomorrow for a massive £80,000 in tax-free cash. Go have a restrained woo, please.
No.
Okay. Lisa Snowden's in Kettering with all the details. Hi, Lisa.
Hello, ladies. Yes, I'm in Wicksteed Park in Kettering. It's absolutely beautiful here. Now, this is the oldest park in mainland UK. It was founded in 1921, and this is, of course, to celebrate our huge 80k in May competition that you have a chance to win. £80,000 hitting your bank account in 11 days' time. Just imagine what it was like to get that winning call. Well, one person who's had that winning call is Holly, who won big with ITV. So tell me, what was it like when you picked up the phone?
Well, I got the phone call saying that I'd won the camper van and £30,000 cash. I was so overwhelmed. I was crying, I was screaming. I even woke up my boyfriend who was asleep.
I can imagine it was totally overwhelming. Well, listen, I can't wait to hang out with you here today. But listen, if you want to win big like Holly, then you've got to pick up the phone. You've got to get entering. £80,000 in tax-free cash could be coming to you, but the lines are closing tomorrow at 3 p.m. So what are you waiting for? This May could be amazing. Get entering now. Good luck.
For another chance to win, text cash to 86060. Text costs £2 plus one standard network rate message. Go to the website, entries cost £2. Call 09068 786060. Calls cost £2 plus your network access charge. Or post your name and phone number to DY18 PO Box 7558 Derby DE10NQ. Entrants must be 18 or over. Lines close tomorrow at 3 p.m. Entrants must be contactable on the 27th and the 30th of May. Good luck!
Now, in a relationship, your role as a partner covers many job titles: lover, friend, cheerleader and carer, just some. But should you ever have to parent your partner or feel guilty if you parent your partner? So, Frankie, do you parent your partner or does your partner parent you? I'm not entirely sure.
I would say it's more around the other way for me. I feel like Wayne probably parents me. And
In
I
what
quite
way?
like it.
Oh, no, I quite like it.
Well, bless him, I'm useless around the house. Like he always says, he's like, oh, she doesn't know that the dishwasher exists, and I don't stack it right, so I just leave it to him. Put it in the sink and let Wayne deal with it.
God, isn't that fascinating? That is complete
exactly
role
like a
reversal
teenager.
from the stereotype,
Yeah.
isn't it? Usually it's
Yeah.
the woman who says, you know, he's always complaining that he doesn't know how to do anything, so I do it.
Yeah, and I'm quite messy. He's really tidy. Like, don't get me wrong, we have our roles
Life must
that
be
we
pretty good for
do.
him since you've joined Loose Women, because we now think Wayne is a god.
Oh, I know. He comes across amazingly on here. I tell you what, he's not perfect, girls. Don't believe it. But even like last night, I got in from work. I was really tired, and I came downstairs, and I was kind of semi-joking, and I just came downstairs, and I was like, "So, what are you cooking me for dinner?" And he made me a sandwich.
Oh,
A sandwich?
It had
It's not
halloumi in
cooking,
it,
is
though.
it?
He had to cook it. Had to cook the halloumi.
But
yeah.
is that parenting,
Let him
or
off.
is that him just caring for you as a partner? I mean, what is the distinction when we talk about parenting a partner?
It's hard,
quite
I
hard,
think.
isn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, I would say, they say, mum and dad taxi
Yeah.
for teenagers. That's Mark. Mark, because I don't drive. Mark drives everywhere. So I'm sure sometimes, he would never say it to me, but he must feel like, this is like having another teenager. So he's really good like that. But then I do lots of things for him. Like, I will really nag him about his health. I really nag him about eating, because he doesn't eat all day. So I will make him something, put it in the fridge.
That's parenting.
Reiterate,
Yeah.
say it's in the fridge. I'll send him a text saying it's in the fridge. I'll
Oh.
come back. Where is it?
I've made
in
your
the fridge.
lunch.
He hasn't
Here's
eaten
your
it.
lunch.
Yeah, he hasn't
Yeah.
eaten it.
I wouldn't know if Wayne's eaten all day or not.
Well, maybe it is a bit parenting.
Maybe
then.
I'm just
Yeah.
really selfish.
Yeah.
Is it parenting or is it controlling?
No, it's not controlling. It's because I know he's going to be mangry by 4 o'clock if he hasn't eaten anything. And I'll come into the house and the girls are like, that hasn't eaten. 'Cause he's, And so it's a bit of both. It's health as well. It's not good to not eat all day.
I think it's a thin line, though, isn't it, between like feeling like you're parenting someone when you're not. You're just. I mean, we have our own jobs. We have. I know this is going to really upset people, but pink and blue jobs, if you know what I mean. I do the washing.
You don't call them pink and blue jobs.
Well, I just
Only
did.
to be
You just did.
antagonistic.
Yeah,
I
you
just
did.
did.
Yeah,
Well,
you
you know,
did.
but yeah, I mean, there are jobs that I do around the house. There's jobs that he does around the house, and that's it. They're our jobs, but that's not me looking after him. I suppose the only thing that I do, and I don't need to act like his mother at the moment because she's staying with us, so he's got his real mum there. But I do. Sometimes I have to wake him up in the morning. You know,
That's
That's parenting.
Carol.
well, it is a bit, but he's got a job. He's got to go to work.
What does he do if you're not there?
I think he does it deliberately. He stays in bed deliberately because he knows when I wake him up, I tickle his feet. He's going to love it that I've told you that.
We're
I
getting
tickle
an
his feet.
uncomfortable insight now.
I know.
So how does he parent you? What things does he
Yeah.
do for you that you would class as parenting?
No, he doesn't. And actually, no, we don't.
Who drives? I think that's a classic one.
I do all the driving.
You do all the driving?
All the driving, because he passed his test quite late, well, quite recently, and now we've kind of moved to France. It's driving on the wrong side of the road.
Oh, yeah, you don't
And
want to
he hasn't really got the
No.
confidence to do it yet. But like I used to joke, because he was younger than me, I said he doesn't drive because he's in the back with his little plastic steering wheel. But no, he can drive, but he just doesn't when we're not in the UK. But I don't see that as parenting either.
No, it's not. It's just a real
Sharing.
stereotype,
Yeah.
isn't it?
It
The
is,
driving thing.
yeah.
I mean, I really like driving. Ian really likes driving, but automatically, if we were going to go somewhere together and go to the car, he will go to the driver's side and I'll go in the passenger seat. And I have no idea why we do that. Because, I mean, I like driving, but It's just kind of the thing. It's
But
so
what-
old-fashioned, isn't
Yeah, but
it?
also, does he moan about your driving?
Yeah, that's
while
the
you're
worst
driving?
thing.
That's what Wayne does to me.
Yeah.
And in the
Yeah.
end, I'm like, well, you should have driven.
Yeah, no, he doesn't moan about my drive because what I have to say drives me mad about him. So we lived in the same house for 16 years. And so we come out and we go to the end of the street. You know, it's like, so it's a little street. And we get to the end of the street and he says, which way?
That's parenting.
No, that's just
I mean,
annoying.
what
That's
is that?
really
Yeah.
annoying.
Why does he not know where he's going?
No, but that's the sort of thing you would do with your mum, isn't it?
No,
What
it's
way
just-
is it, Mum?
Yeah, just annoying. That's just a habit.
Do you think he's asking me
what
to be his
blokes
mummy?
do.
No, I think I
No.
sympathise with Ian because I'm like that. I've got a terrible sense of direction. I think Ian's just got a bad sense of direction. You've got a good one, so why not ask you?
Not after 16 years coming out of the same fucking road.
Yeah,
Yeah,
16
but it depends if they're going
years.
somewhere new.
Which way?
She said every time.
Every single time. And there's only two options, you know?
Oh, yeah.
But he
it's
always
50-50.
finishes washing up for him. I've noticed that.
Yeah.
If
but
he
at
washes
least-
up, he doesn't wash it all up.
I know, but you know what? I've let that go because I wish I'd said this earlier because we've run out of time. But I think a lot of female parenting is actually trying to get men to do what they want and train them,
How
as we
they
say.
want it.
And it's not actually about parenting. It's just
Yeah.
getting them to, you know,
Do
Be a
what
good
the
boy.
way do things
Exactly.
the way you would do them.
yeah.
But it's hopeless. And you wear yourself out
Yeah.
trying to do that. So you just have to
And
let them
neither
get on
should you.
with it.
And neither
Yeah,
should you.
it's like trying
Yeah.
to
Yeah.
teach a
I
cat to
don't
give you a
care
paw.
how
They're not
Wayne
going to do
does
it. They're not going to do it. Lots more to come when we ask if a pub chain's new booze bus is taking the phase one for the road, two literally, and as Britain's biggest ever lottery winners are revealed, having won a massive £184 million. Apparently makes them richer than Adele. Would you share your winnings if you won big, or would you keep all that money to yourself? Find out what we would do right after this.
Money, 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 must be funny in the rich man's world.
Welcome back to your Thursday Loose Women alongside me, Kay Adams, all the way to 1:30. It's Frankie Bridge, Carol McGiffin and Arlene Sawala. Coming up, should all kids use a so-called affirmation station like the one that you see here to boost their confidence? Can we convince Carol to give it a try later on? It ain't going to be easy. And Arlene will reveal the reason, that's Nadia of course, behind her new hairdo inspired by the Duchess of Cambridge herself. And breaking news, Nadia. I mean, it's incredible how people are so fascinated by news. This is already online on online news sites.
Is it?
Loose Women's Nadia Sawala leaves viewers reeling as she debuts her new hair.
That'll be one person that's tweeted, oh, what's up to Nadia's hair?
really?
Is that a positive word reading or a negative word?
I don't know.
It's probably that way that they play with it.
Yeah, the dramatic
like,
change
yeah.
left viewers tuning into
Tabloid
the
talk.
show reeling.
Reeling.
I do apologise if Arlene
If
has
we've left you reeling.
I tell you who's going to be reeling today. Britain's luckiest ever lottery winners.
Wow.
This is Jess and Joe Thwaite. They've just gone public about their huge win today. They're from Gloucestershire. They won a staggering total of more than £184 million.
Wow.
Here's what they had to say.
You can't hand someone
can't do that.
something, or you can't
Yeah.
do something, or you can't take someone on an amazing holiday without them asking, why are we here? How have we done it? And then I don't want to pass a lie on. I don't want to be in
Yeah,
a situation where I say, this is a secret, you've got to keep it forever. And I don't want to be in that
That
situation where I'm lying.
burden is hard to put on others, and we don't want to
Yeah.
put that burden
This
on the
week's
people
been
we
hard
love.
enough.
Yeah, that's interesting. That
This
was
week's been hard enough. Did you hear him say that at the end there?
Yeah, well, I mean, your whole life gets turned upside down, doesn't
mean,
it?
we've
They've got
been
two
chat-
primary school age
Yeah.
kids.
We've been chatting about it all morning. Not one of us has said, I just was thinking about this, wow, lucky them.
No.
I don't
Well-
envy them. No, I don't envy
Not
184
at
million.
all.
No. I think it's a huge responsibility to have that amount of money. Personally, I would feel like a real moral obligation to give a huge sum of that away. And then how do you give that away? You know, nothing is ever as easy as it seems. Like you could want to treat everyone you know, pay off their mortgages, take them on holiday, do all of that. But then that skews all your relationships.
There's
change once
plenty
you do
mega
that.
wealthy people in the world. Do you think they all should have a moral obligation
No,
to
I don't
give their
think
money
anyone
away?
else should, but I think I would. I would feel morally obliged. I think whatever anyone else wants to do would be fine, but it wouldn't sit easy with me keeping 184 million quid.
Because it's just dropped in your lap. Do you think
Well,
it's
just-
different if maybe
No,
you...
if I made 184 million quid, if I suddenly got a 10 blockbuster movie deal,
Yeah.
now that I am double R, then I would I always think whenever you see people with these huge rates, I always think, oh, I wonder how much of that they give away, because I think an awful lot of very rich people do, and they don't tell you.
Yeah. Would you feel that burden, Karen?
To give it away?
Yeah.
No.
I mean, I think the face said it
I
all.
wouldn't actually. No, I wouldn't feel like I had to. I probably would, because it's too much, and I wouldn't want the responsibility of all that money. 184 million pounds is too much, I think, for one winner. And I've always said that the lottery should limit the winnings, so that imagine if 184 people won 1 million that week. I mean, it would be so much better, and people would be able to cope with that.
Yeah.
So no, I mean, I probably would give it away. I probably wouldn't tell anyone, though. I wouldn't tell anyone, no, and I could get away with it because everybody thinks I'm loaded, and I'm actually not. I'm not. I mean, I'm not poor, but I'm not loaded. Do you know what I mean? So I could probably get away with it. It's like, oh, go on holiday, you know, do this, spend. I've got loads of money. That kind of, you know what I mean?
But it depends, you know, how you use your money. I mean, I thought it was really interesting why, you know, they explained why they went public, because obviously they have to tell their close family and friends, and then they would want to financially help their close family and friends. So why are all, you know, their friends suddenly selling their houses and moving into bigger houses, etc.? What are their kids going to say at school? So they were almost forced to kind of come out. I don't think they could have kept that secret, could they?
No, I suppose not. I think when I initially heard it, I was like, oh God, I wouldn't say it. And why have they said it? They didn't need to say it. But what they're saying is true. People are going to be questioning you. And for the rest of your life, you're almost going to get wrapped up in this lie. And then at some point you're going to slip up, and it must be really stressful. I mean, there'll be people watching like, oh, 184 billion, how can it be stressful? And yes, that's true. But also, I think the reason for coming out, 100%, it would be so hard. But should they have to give it away? No. Will people expect them to? 100%. You know what I mean? Their friends and family aren't going to expect some.
Yeah, and don't you agree that once you've given friends and family, you've paid everything off for them, that relationship changes, the dynamic changes in that relationship.
It shouldn't do, though. It shouldn't do that. Because I think everyone would give. I know, like, you don't feel like you have to, but I think you would. And I think, like, the right people that you give it to, I don't think your relationship will change. But if you give it to the wrong people, yes.
Does anyone remember Viv Nicholson?
I interviewed her on a few
Oh, you did?
Did you?
Spend, she said. And I think she won £120,000.
Yeah.
And
it was in the 60s, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was. And I remember her being in the news, and she just went on this massive
She blew the lot.
spree. Yeah,
every
but then it ran
penny.
out.
Yeah.
And that was it, wasn't it? I mean, you couldn't spend £184 million. No way.
No.
You do hear more stories of people finding it very difficult than people having the time of their lives. And I agree, 184 millionaires have been...
But anyway, let's not wish misery on this poor couple. I mean, all they did was buy a lottery ticket like millions of other people do in the country, and their number came up, and I really hope that they manage it well and it enhances their life.
They made their bed, they can lie in it.
Cheers, my dears.
I'm joking. You're not wrong.
Viv Nicholson, by the way, it was pools. Before the lottery, it was the pools with Viv Nicholson.
Yeah, the pools. I still did the pools up until very recently. No one knows what they are.
Yeah, no. Pub chain Wetherspoons has launched a so-called booze bus for thirsty customers in Blackpool. Thirsty customers, you know what I mean? Taken in 7 stops at different pubs for a big day out in August. It's apparently meant to bring people together, combat loneliness, but unsurprisingly, it's got its critics who who accuse it of promoting binge drinking. So, is it irresponsible, Carol? Do you think that they're marketing this? As a woman who used to love a booze cruise.
To me, I wonder. Do you know what? I love everything about pubs. Everything. What they sell, what they look like, the people that go in them.
The smell of them.
I'd love a pub crawl. And I did go on a booze cruise. I've been on a couple of booze cruises. What's
a booze cruise?
Well, it's a boat that you get on. Get drunk on it.
Oh, that sounds horrendous. You can't get off it.
She doesn't want off it.
Oh, why would I want to get off?
I mean, it's like a camera on a booze cruise.
No, listen, it is... Actually, I like this idea of this booze bus because I do think people, especially after the last 2 years, people have become quite antisocial, and I think it's a really important thing that people start mixing with other people and not
Yeah.
like still trying to keep their distance and all of that. So I think this is an absolutely brilliant idea. I'd be on it like a shot.
Well, Witherspoons have said they don't like it being called a booze bus. They say it's something that they've run for quite a few years. It's a way for customers to visit different pubs, obviously in their chain, and also the price of the 22 quid ticket includes breakfast and lunch. So
Oh,
you
God,
are
do you eat
actually
on it?
God, that's
Yeah,
a bargain.
yeah.
Well, you're probably eating one of the pubs.
Oh.
Why do you love pubs so much? I don't love pubs.
Well, my mum worked in a pub from when I was about age 6 or 7 or something, and I don't know, I've just sort of grown up in pubs, and most of my life has been spent in pubs. I don't mean that as a kind of, I can't get out of them, but they just sort of bring back memories for me. And I love an old pub. I like, the sticky floor and the bar towels.
See, I like a
and
cocktail bar.
bits of beer.
Okay. You can't go to cocktail bars.
I
You
hate
can't get a
cocktail
drink
bars.
quick
You
enough.
had me at old pub and then you lost me at sticky floor.
Exactly.
Like, I do love
that's
an
a
old
real
pub, and they
pub.
are scarce now, aren't they? And I think
They
they're
are.
a real social. I love them for, especially again, like the older community. Like they
Yeah.
can walk to their local
Exactly.
pub. People know them in there, and people notice if they've not been in.
Yeah.
I
know
love
what they'll
every
know?
kind
That
of
is
pub.
very
I love,
true.
I love like a dirty old pub in the corner. We just get quietly.
Why have they got to be
used to
dirty?
I like
No, they're not
I
dirty.
like a big overdone gastro pub. I love a country pub where you go and have a lovely
Oh,
roast
yeah.
dinner and people have their dogs and there's a fire. I love the summer gardens. I love the fires. I love everything about them. The only thing I miss, and I know this is a dreadful thing to say, is I do miss the smoke. And I've given up smoking.
That is a dreadful thing
a
to
weird
say.
No, but I did used to like walking and being hit by that wall of smoke and that atmosphere.
God.
It's euphoric recall
Can I
of my
just say
youth.
to you all girls, don't fight the future. That's what you're doing.
Yeah, but you're not going to be in a pub. You're going to be in a bus. Everything you've said
I know.
goes
Won't
against
happen
the
in
new
a bus.
idea.
I know, and I'll be in the cocktail bar on my own,
I'll join you.
sipping my sex on the beach.
I wondered what you were going to say then.
Cocktail bars are all right for you, though, because you only have one drink. I mean,
Yeah.
what about me? Stand a chance. Poor Carol.
Coming up next. It's not another drink. It's the latest way to brighten up the school day, installing an affirmation station in the classroom. But will our Carol be able to bring herself to say positive mantras
Yes.
to herself
That's-
live on air
I'll
as
try.
she pays a visit to our very own affirmation station? Plus, is your hairstyle aging you? We've got all the answers after this. Hello again. We'll be talking about how to boost your bonnet and your self-esteem in just a minute. But it's competition time again, and your chance to win £80,000 in tax-free cash. Lines close tomorrow, and we're back with Lisa live in Kettering to find out more. Hi there, Lisa.
Hey ladies, yes, I am in Wixted Park in Kettering and it's absolutely beautiful here. And look, I'm going on a little trip. They've got their very own vintage train. Now this is of course to celebrate our 80k in May, where you have a chance to win £80,000 in tax-free cash. One person who has won big with ITV already is Holly. Now Holly, you work at this park. So I feel like I'm getting a very wonderful VIP tour with you.
Yeah.
I love it. Now, these are your colleagues and friends who work here at the park too. I know you guys are super proud and so happy for Holly that she won. These are a Larry bunch. Let's go on a little ride, Holly. Here we go. Here we go. Oh, yes, here we go. Conductor has spoken. Whoop, whoop. Okay, so if you want to win big like Holly did, all you have to do is pick up the phone. It is so simple, but you've got to be quick because the lines are closing tomorrow at 3 p.m. 80k for May could be hitting your bank account. What are you waiting for? Pick up the phone. Do it. Do it now.
For another chance to win, text cash to 86060. Text costs £2 plus one standard network rate message. Go to the website, entries cost £2. Call 09068 786060. Calls cost £2 plus your network access charge. Or post your name and phone number to DY18 PO Box 7558 Derby DE1 0NQ. Entrance must be 18 or over. Lines close tomorrow at 3 p.m. Entrance must be contactable on the 27th and the 30th of May. Good luck.
Hey guys, remember there is one winner for every prize here at ITV. This next big winner could be you. What are you waiting for? It's £80,000. Good luck.
Thanks, Lisa. There she goes. Now, how do you fancy looking 10 years younger with an instant facelift that doesn't involve going under the knife? It sounds too good to be true. Not according to the Duchess of Cambridge's hairdresser, who says that a smoothed back look with hair tucked behind the ears can do just that. So Nicole Kidman's doing it, Claire Foy, even Gwyneth Paltrow have tried the trend. And of course, Nadia/Arlene has given it a go today, which is why her hair is straightened like this. So do we think it makes you look younger? Do you think it makes you look younger?
I think it looks ancient.
I think you can
Yeah,
still
she
do it.
keeps holding up my jaw, which she doesn't do
Giveaway.
usually because she can't see it usually because I've got my curls in front of it. You can see my neck, but it definitely hasn't given me a facelift.
Well, I don't know. I mean, the thinking behind it is because if you pull back your hair, it opens up the face and it shows off your bone structure, which it does actually. Not your neck. We can't do everything, love. It's only a haircut, please.
It's not a miracle. Just
Did we promise you a miracle?
Also, your hair doesn't normally cover your neck
No,
anyway.
it does. You notice I'm constantly pulling my hair over to cover my neck, and now I've just been like this the whole hour, going my neck.
No, I think that I wasn't really thinking about the age, but it does what it says it does. It does show you've got fabulous cheekbones. Going back to that.
Have I got fabulous cheekbones?
Yeah, you do. And also, it is slimming on your face.
Is it?
Yeah. Yeah.
But I also look a bit mean.
You look a bit more serious.
Yeah, I don't look as I don't.
You don't look mean. You just look more sophisticated and cleaner.
I know exactly what you mean, funnily enough.
You know that?
Yeah.
She's hiding it, I can't it.
No, you look more groomed.
I am groomed. It
Yes.
took an hour to get it this way.
I
And I
know.
can already feel it pinging. It's trying to ping back.
I don't mean you look.
Oh, well, that's nice.
But the thing is, yet again, it's like another sort of thing to make women look younger, to do something with your hair in order to look younger. That's always the kind of objective there.
It's always a
isn't it?
thing, yeah. It's always that thing.
I was speaking to...
I always have to look younger. Why? I don't want to. I do.
You say... well, you say you don't want to. I mean, your hair's dyed blonde, my hair is dyed blonde. Your hair... do you dye your hair? You do your roots, don't you?
Yeah,
yeah, you do. I was speaking to a journalist yesterday and she said to me, just at the blue...
I get grey hairs too, you know.
Oh, sorry, did I leave you out there? I'm sorry. We don't want to hear about your pubic club. She said, sorry. She said, why do none of the loose women have grey hair? Why have none of us let our hair go grey?
Annoying.
And do you know what? it stopped me in my tracks because a lot of us, not you, are grey hair.
Excuse me,
My
or
hair
me,
would be grey.
Or me, actually.
No, yours is
I haven't
dark.
got any
isn't
grey
it?
hair, no. Look.
Oh, see one, Carol?
I know, but you are
Might be one.
unusual. You are unusual. I
Yeah,
mean, if I didn't dye my hair, I would definitely be grey. You would be pretty grey.
But why
A lot of
do
us
you
would.
dye it? Why don't you? If you're grey, this must take up a lot of your time and money. So why do you not feel like you can embrace it?
I guess if we're really honest, it is because we're told it looks younger, and if you've got grey hair, it is somehow like a badge of being an older woman. I mean, that must be it, isn't it?
Is it like giving up? Do you feel like you're giving up? You're giving up and you're just going, oh, all right, I'm old. Where's my stockings and my slippers?
Yeah, I think there is a difference, though,
And
isn't
my
it,
grey hair.
between the grey hair that you just can't be bothered anymore. Oh, I've left it go and the grey hair like we've been looking at some photos this morning of really stylish grey hair.
Yeah.
And I think there is a difference.
Yeah.
Like you're having your hair, but you're still looking after your hair, or just.
And you look.
Oh God, I thought that was me for a second. Then
Who is it?
So weird.
Oh no, it's Dawn Washington. And look,
Great.
Dawn French
that looks
started.
nice.
Yes,
She
it's
started
great.
to go grey, Dawn French, during lockdown because it does take a while, and that's obviously Cynthia Nixon.
I don't believe these are all
That doesn't look
natural
grey.
greys, though. I
But-
think they've had a little bit of...
Dawn French, her hair's come through now, and it is looking fantastic.
That's
And
not
there's-
great.
I used to always say that I would, dye my hair forever, but I'm now changing. I'm not going to say I'm going to go grey soon, but I'm now open to it.
Embrace
Wow.
the future.
Embrace the future. Don't fight the future. Well done.
Touche.
Don't fight the future.
God, Frankie listens to what I say. Nobody else does. Repeat after me. I am smart. I am beautiful. I am loved. Do you feel better? Well, you should, according to one primary school teacher in Florida who started getting her students to say positive things about themselves in the mirror every day. so she calls it her affirmation station. She says it's been a game changer at boosting the kids' confidence. So, do you think this would be a positive thing to sort of look in the mirror and, you know, speak to ourselves and talk about our Carol, look at the body language on Carol. She's got her arms wrapped around herself.
Well, no.
She's doing a bit of tapping.
I just don't like the idea of it.
Why?
Just because you say something, it doesn't mean to say that you believe it or it's true.
You're
And
talking
just
about
keep
very
saying
young
it.
minds. You're talking about from a very young age, encouraging them to think well of themselves.
Yes, I know, but you're setting them up for a fall, aren't you? You can't have kids like thinking they're great at everything when they're not, because one day they're going to fail.
Don't fight the future.
And then what? I mean, seriously, I'm being really
But it
serious.
could be something like, I try my best. I'm going to try my best.
Well, what would
you
you
just
do?
say that in a mirror? Well, don't you just know?
I love the idea of the affirmation
Do you?
station. Of course I do. Of course you would guess that I would. But I think why people shy away from it more in this country is we say do it in front of a mirror, which is very scary actually. I think you have to work towards
I
doing
would
it in
find
front
it
of a
really
mirror.
hard.
But
Yeah,
why should it
really
be
hard.
scary to look at yourself?
I don't know. It's just
I
I
just
think
don't
we're
like
very
it. It's a
much
bit
like we're very
silly.
taught not to really think highly of yourself.
Yeah.
Really, aren't we?
It's
If we're
terrible.
being honest, we
No.
are quite. Well, we kind of are.
The bricks are.
Oh yeah,
Come on, you
like
have to put
it's
yourself
almost
down.
like you look like you've got an ego if you're like, oh, I
Yeah.
am great, I am this. But so I would find it difficult to look myself in the eye and say that, which maybe means I need to do it. But I think for kids, what can be wrong about it? I think it's a nice thing to teach them to be nice to themselves, because most of us have kind of learnt this way of not being nice about ourselves. Like I
Yeah.
could be nice about you, but if then you said something to me, I'd be like, oh no.
Yeah,
no.
well, we do
How
that.
do you
don't
do
we?
that? I don't know how to be nice to her.
I have
Try.
to.
Give Kay a
Come on then, Carol.
positive, give
Come on.
Kay a positive affirmation.
Yeah, you're not as old as you look.
I don't think it works like that, Carol.
Come on then, Carol.
go on,
Go
Carol.
over to the
Positive
affirmation
affirmation.
station.
All right, I'll do it.
See if you can do it. Make sure
Yeah.
you've got your
Guys,
wedgie
yeah.
out there. Thank
Yeah.
you.
Come on, do it. Give us a positive.
What are you going to say?
Do you know what? You're nowhere near as bad as those witches make you out to be.
You
You
give
know
her
what?
one, Nadia.
You're nowhere near as bad as those witches make you out to be. You know what?
All right, that's enough.
Actually, I am.
I think you should say, I love pubs, and that's okay.
I love pubs, and that's okay.
There you go. You can make affirmations
I know
work
that.
for
I already
you.
know that. I don't need to say it in front of
But I
mirror.
think some people do. Some people need to remind themselves. It hasn't worked for me, but
Yeah.
I think
It has
learning from a
worked
young
for me.
age, maybe.
I think you were getting into that there, actually.
She was.
Yeah.
We're going to walk past her dressing room and she'll be like,
She came back and sat in her seat with
Do
a
you know what?
certain
No,
kind
she's
of...
found someone else she can row with.
Because people do think I'm actually, like, you know, sometimes not nice. And it's your fault. It is your fault.
It's not my fault. I tell you what, it's watching there at the mirror. It made me think of my dad's budgie.
What?
My dad's budgie used
You
to
know,
sit
they-
in the mirror, talk to each other. Anyway, that's it for today. Tomorrow, newly engaged actress Michelle Collins is going to be here. Looking forward to seeing her. Have a fabulous afternoon. We are going to. Thank you.
Bye.